Hi and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you about getting ready for Abyssal Skirmish. A couple things have changed. So the first thing you're going to do is you want to make sure that you go up to the edit circle up here so you can set your marches. By default, they're empty. And if you've already set them, you can update them by hitting edit and then save. So they're set. And then at the bottom, there's something new called early entry. You can tap that. So once the battlefield opens, players assigned to the early entry can enter immediately and wait for the match to begin. Other participants must wait 60 seconds before entering. This entry list locks 1 hour before the battlefield opens. So R4, R5 are able to set this list. So you can see that 50 out of 50 have been selected. So anyone else that wants to participate can enter after 1 minute. So that's new. And then with some of the rules, they're the same, but I keep seeing questions. After matchmaking, you can only participate in the event with your current alliance. That means if you leave the alliance, you lose out on the rewards and the ability to fight in Abyssal Skirmish for this round. When there's another round of matchmaking, you'll be able to start in that one. So if you are already in an alliance that's going to be participating in Abyssal Skirmish, just stick it out. And then afterwards, if you want to leave, then leave. But wait till you get your rewards. And then one thing I did notice, there's a little more clarity about victory conditions. So if your faction will win if either of these conditions is met, all enemy warships are destroyed, or 2 of your faction's warships reach the finish. If your faction has 2 or fewer alliances, only 1 warship needs to reach the finish. Which that leads me to believe there's some Abyssal Skirmishes that don't have 6. So 4 or 2 even. I've yet to see any like that, but if neither condition is met, the faction with more remaining warships wins. And if tied, the faction with the higher total merits wins. So it would definitely be in the best interest of your alliance to definitely focus on looting and donating to the warship. That's how you get the most merits. So the anti-ship missile, those are the ones you can collect on the map and donate them to the warship, and then that fires every time it's fully charged. And then you can collect the gas drums and donate them to the warship to increase its speed, to get your alliance warship to the middle faster, or even better, being that you're past the middle by the time the enemy warship intercepts you. And then once you sink the enemy warship, the further you are towards where they spawn, the less time it'll take you to get to the end point after you sink the ship. So once you've sunk the enemy ship, you no longer need to collect those missiles. You need to focus on getting the gas drums and repairing it if they have the other team still attacking with torpedoes. Because the point is to get to the end as fast as possible. And then you can also board a friendly warship from your faction to help defend it, or stay aboard an enemy warship to deal 100 damage every 20 seconds. I'll tell you this. If you're in a smaller alliance, there is no reason to go on your ship to defend. Say if you get a whaley whale on there and it's just killing everyone, let them sit there, because it's only a 30-minute event. I think I did the math on this, and the time it would take them to get to the ship, say if they went directly to your ship, they'd only cause like 20 or 30,000 damage. That's such a tiny number in comparison to what the warship can withstand. So if everyone's dying trying to defend it, stop. Focus on looting and donating to your ship, and then shooting torpedoes at the enemy ship. So just as a refresher, these are torpedoes. These are the ones that you collect, and you can be next to the enemy ship, or I've been able to shoot them from being on the alliance warship, and this causes 90 damage to enemy warship. Then we have repair kits. They restore 90 durability to friendly alliance warship. That means that you can restore the durability to your warship and the 2 other warships in your faction. Then we have teleport. This will directly bring you back to your warship. So if you're helping another alliance in your faction, these are not necessary, and they just take up space in your backpack because it'll take you further away from where you want to be. Then we have missiles. This is the ones you collect and donate to your alliance warship, and once it gets to I think 120, it will shoot the enemy warship by itself doesn't need any help, just donate, and cause quite a bit of damage. But once the enemy warship is sunk, these are not necessary anymore. Then we have the gas drums. This is what increases your Alliance warship's speed. It's important throughout the whole event, leading up to when it intercepts the enemy warship, and then even more importantly after, so you can get to the finish line. Then we have backup ship. If you lose all 3 of your marches, you'll respawn in a random building, retaining all of your inventory and gear that you have accumulated. And then the Pacemaker can revive a defeated march, restoring 10% of his maximum troops. So with that, you got to make sure you have healing bandages with you. Because if you use this and you're end up fighting again before you are able to use bandages, you've just wasted it, because it'd be much easier to beat your march when there's only 10% left. And then best place to find all these things, the ruins are a good place to find treasure maps to get the buffs for your hovercraft, and a good chunk of items to donate to your Alliance warship. Containers, find rewards, shipwreck rewards. I will say ruins will attract a whole lot of people, so keep that in mind. Fisheries, I personally love the fisheries. They have a large amount of items, but also they attract a lot of players. And then later in the match, the volcanoes, they'll erupt and they send out volcanic rock, which has some powerful items. Then you can see here, this is how you earn merits. This is where the points break down. So dealing 16 damage to enemy troops only gets you 1 merit. This is why I said don't worry about fighting all this time. You get 200 merits for dealing 1 damage to enemy warship, which would be by torpedo, or if you're sitting there. Then you get 30,000 merits right here for donating a missile or a gas drum. So this is where you're going to get your merits. And then you can get a little bit from restoring the durability to Alliance warships. So focus on looting and donating missiles and gas drums to your Alliance warship. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. Please like, share, and subscribe. And may the odds be ever in your favor. Bye-bye.